Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of Python for Data Science. I am your instructor, Miss Alpa Rupala. So today we are going to explore our visualization topic in which we are going to learn about the time series data. So let us just go to programming. Now, what is time series data first of all? So the time series data is a sequence of observations recorded at regular interval of time. So in case, suppose we have taken an example that suppose there is one company which is using one machine and that machine is being heat up. So we need to just check for the temperature measurement of it at a regular interval of time. Suppose we are putting a sensor at that machine and which is calculating the temperature of the machine and giving the records through the CSV file attached to the server of that particular sensor. So ultimately this will particularly storing the data of temperature per day 3 times. Suppose this is returning the data per day 3 times. So if we are calculating the 1 year whole data and we are calculating the values of this, then it will be called as a time series data. So according to it, the dependency of the frequency observation may typically vary from hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly and annually. And sometimes it can be in a seconds or also in a seconds or minutes also. So why when we analyze the time series data? Because for the forecasting of our future series data. By this, suppose any missing values is also present in your data set, then also we can impute that data value. So ultimately we are using this typical data stored in a CSV file, but for our ease of operation right now we are only looking for the data frame. Then after we will see this CSV file also. So for that, first of all, we are importing our libraries, which is pandas, then matplotlib, pyplot, then numpy and datetime. So let us just import all these libraries. Okay, right now I'm just removing this one. Okay, so first of all, we have taken that data frame in which this is one series that is of temperature and this is what index. So we have provided the index as a format of date and time. Okay, but this all are what? A string. Okay, so this is the index and this is the df. So let us just run this df first of all, that what is this df is containing. So this is our df. Okay, in which it is having the temperature value and it is having as an index the date. Now what is our task? Our task is to convert our string value to the date time for the time series deployment. So we are using from the pandas method to underscore date time method, in which we are providing our df.index value and we are again storing that value to the df.index. Now we are just printing our df.index. So this is our index value. Previously it was the string data type, but now it is what? Your date and time data type. So the data type of this date time index is what? Date and time. So now we are plotting our data using df.plot method. So this is the output. So our, according to the values given to it, we have generated our graph. Now suppose more than one value we want. So we are adding another column to it, that is wind, and that we are just plotting our data. So it is having by default, this is the temperature blue line value and this is the yellow line value. So this fundamental we have seen according to our data frame. Now if we are generating our data frame using the np.array at that time. So this is the np.array in which this is the date time method in which we are using this year, month and date. Now obviously our date will come from 1 to 31 maximum. So ultimately we are providing 1 to 20. So it will take the data from date 1 number, date 1 to date 19. And that will be returned as an array of x. Same as we are creating the random number using the array_nd.int method. Now it is having the low value 30, that is the minimum value for the randomization, and this is the maximum value in a attribute high. So this is the maximum value. Now in this range, this particular np.random.array_nd.int method needs to create the random numbers of the size x dot shape. That means whatever number of length it is having in this array, that number of values should be provided by your random method, and that we are storing in a y. Then after we are just printing our x and y, but let us just not printing it. We are now plotting our x and y, that is x comma y. This will be the x coordinate value and this will be the y coordinate value. So without data frame also, by using only x and y component we can draw it. But you can see that this is not our proper format, because this is what your date time object and it is being scattered on the all over the value. So the visualization is not proper. But we can also use this date time range. So this is also our example in which this is the date underscore range, in which we are providing the start date and end range, and that we are storing in a date underscore range method. Now we are again generating the random number, that is using the rp.random.array_nd method with the length of date underscore range, and that we are multiplying it with the value 50, and we are storing that value in the integer data type, and that we are storing into the cells object. So now we are creating our data frame, that is pd.dataframe of cells, and index is equals to date underscore range and columns is equals to sales. Now we are only locating our required data, which is September 17 to October 17, and we are plotting that particular data frame only. So now you can see that it is representing our proper date format. Now this is what our y limit, we are limiting our y value from 0 to 50 only, and x label, y label and title is provided. This is your title, plotting time, this is your x label, that is sales data, and this is your y label, that is sales value. Now moving forward to the multiple values for your time series data. Actually this data will be in a lakhs of record, but for our ease of purpose we are taking only a one CSV file, that is time series.csv, in which we are having three values, that is date, units and width. Now this is the date, which is starting from 1/1/992, okay, and this is the January, February, March, April till the December. This is 992, and again we are having the same 1992 and January, February up to December. Now this is what 1993 data. So this is again a different year, and it is also having a different data in units and width. Now using this time series.csv method, we are plotting our time series data. So again we are importing all our required libraries, that is datetime, pandas, matplotlib and numpy. Now we are using the pd.read_csv. We are reading our file, that is time series.csv, and we are converting our date column to the index using the attribute index underscore call. Okay, so we are converting our date column to the index. So this is the index underscore call is equals to date. Now we are storing this into the our data frame df. Now we are converting our string value to the date time, again with the previous method df.index is equals to pd.to_datetime of dt of df.index, and then after we are plotting our plot of df. So let us just run this code. Okay, in here this is the unit value represented in a blue line, and this is the wind value represented in a yellow line. So ultimately this is the January, and this is the March, May, July, okay, and November. Okay, this is September, November, this is again January, and this is March. So our data is segregated according to the years and months. So this is the time series data actually, in which it is having the very vast value, large value. So we can also take some portion of it using this df dot loc of where we want in 1992 from the date 1 to date 12 value, and then after we are plotting it. So this is the output. We are plotting from only date 1 to date 12. So this is a portion of data series or time series we can also represent. Same as suppose if we want to skip some of the data, so for that we can also use this starting date, ending date and step size. So this is the starting date, ending date, and this is the step size. So we are skipping the 11 values by taking one. So this is also a portion of representation. So like this we are representing from January 92 to 200 year and stepping size as 12. Now next we can also resample our data. So for the resampling we are using the method that is resample, and in argument of it we are providing the attribute that is rule. Now we are giving the attribute value that is a different value is given. So we are having options for value that is capital M for month end, capital A for year end, capital MS for month start, and capital AS for year start. So now we have represented the capital A, that is the year end. So this is the year end value, that is 1992 and 12/31, 1993 and 12/31 by the available data. Now we are just applying the sum aggregate function on it. So dot sum we have applied. So in units and weight both the value will be added. Now we can also use this A as attribute. So this is what? Year start. Now we can just run this code. So this is the year start value. Now the value is change of date. You can see that 1992 with the Jan and 1993 with the Jan itself. So this is the year start. Same as we can also provide the month start using the MS. So this is the month start data aggregated according to the sum one. Now we can also set the attributes of our plot. Using this df.plot method we are storing in a variable that is ax. Now we are using this set method. So ax.set title and y label. We are using this title for representing our title string and y label for y label string. So this is the output of it. Now this is all about your time series data using data frame, using the NumPy array and using this CSV file. Thank you.